The 420 Executive Show with Landon Days.
Welcome back to the 420 Executive Show. It's great to be back in the air, even during these trying times. As you can see, my show background is different. Our studio is shut down. I'm based in New York City, and we're under a shelter-in-place order by Governor Andrew Cuomo to help battle the coronavirus outbreak here in the United States. I know some people are not taking this situation seriously, but I'm desperately asking people to utilize social distancing. This is impacting me personally, as my mother contracted the virus earlier this month. Fortunately, she's on the mend, and thank you in advance for all the well wishes. The coronavirus outbreak has changed American life. It is causing unbelievable damage to our economy and is paralyzing our healthcare system. In New York, California, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Colorado, Washington, and many other states. All non-essential businesses are shut down. However, the governors in those states did a fantastic thing and deemed marijuana dispensaries and operations as essential businesses. This was a smart move because people began hoarding marijuana products in their homes in fear of a shortage. There's someone right now with pounds of marijuana in their refrigerator. Still, they're relegated to using old socks to clean their butts because they forgot to stock up on toilet paper. We laugh, but at this time, we need to have a sense of calm, a sense of humor, and understand that hoarding is only going to make this situation worse. Let's use common sense, follow medical experts' advice about social distancing, washing our hands, and being mindful of those who are most vulnerable to the disease. As a son of a mother infected with the virus, please take it seriously. At the same time, for those freaking out, it might be time to try some CBD tea or THC to chill out. We have a great show today. We have Ryan Lewis, the CEO of Global Cannabinoids, coming on the show. Ryan's one of the leading CEOs in the CBD industry. He will discuss his business and how he's helping with the coronavirus with his CBD hand sanitizer in the Piff Lounge. What the spliff? Rumors were floating on social media stating cannabis cures the coronavirus. This is false, people. Listen, it is good enough that governors had the wherewithal to designate marijuana dispensaries as essential businesses to remain open during this pandemic. However, there is no reason to share falsehoods about a fake cure for the coronavirus. Actually, during this time, it is smart to practice social distancing and not share marijuana with other people because they might be infected. This is a time where everyone must bring their own cannabis, and that one person who never brings their own will be out of luck. Social distancing means bring your own spliff. Actually, don't even leave your house. Now we welcome Ryan Lewis to the 420 Executive Show. Ryan, welcome to the 420 Executive Show. You're an experienced CEO, which is causing waves in the CBD world. Tell my audience why Global Cannabinoids is a trendsetter.
From the very beginning, I've always been very passionate about, identifying trends. I came from Wall Street. I was an investment banker and a trader, and, having a lot of success on Wall Street, you have to really follow the trend. The way I got into the industry is one of my closest friends started a marijuana investment fund in New York City and asked me to, make introductions, look at business plans, find great investment opportunities. And the first thing I realized were the challenges marijuana companies have in building a brand. When they passed the Farm Bill in 2014 so that hemp could be grown in the United States, I knew all the demand was going to be for American grown hemp. And that's because everybody in the world wants products grown in the United States, but also because we had genetics over here, as you're very well aware of, that could produce high amounts of cannabinoids and low amounts of THC, which would in turn allow us to produce it as hemp. I flew to Colorado. It's the first state to adopt the hemp legislation. I found the biggest hemp farm. I tried to get them to contract with me because I told them I can sell everything you guys are producing. Give me a contract for it. And they said, no, why don't you join our company, become head of sales and marketing, build us a sales team. We'll make you a partner. And so that's how I got into the industry. I left that company in 2018 and I formed Global Cannabinoids. And I based, Global Cannabinoids on the knowledge and experience that I learned, and mostly what I learned not to do. So what we're doing is we're analyzing this data And this data can tell us where the demand's coming from, what vertical, whether it's nutraceutical, cosmetic, animal health, personal care, skincare. We know the geographical regions the demand's coming from all around the world. We know the potencies, the flavors, we know other ingredients that customers want, so we can identify trends from our data, trending ingredients, trending products, and then we can position those products into manufacturing and make them available to customers before the onslaught of consumer demand, takes place, because there is manufacturing lead times. We also cross-reference that with Google search results for specific categories like nutraceutical, cosmetic, animal health, to see what consumers are searching for. And that's how we came across Sanitizer and the opportunity for hand sanitizer, because consumer searches were going through the roof online for hand sanitizer. And we had launched a CBD soap last year, so we already knew about the benefits of cannabinoids in terms of their antibacterial, antimicrobial properties, and they make a logical addition to any sort of antibacterial formulation. So we had a lot of success with the soap. So when we saw sanitizer demand start to go up, we thought, hey, what a great product that we can combine our cannabinoids with. And that's what we did.
What do you see as the future of CBD as more THC products and marijuana legalization appears on the horizon?
So, I always tell my friends who are in the marijuana industry, they should just rename the whole industry tomorrow. It should just be called the THC industry, because the entire industry is based on the regulation of one molecule, THC. Anybody that knows anything about marijuana, cannabis, hemp, knows that there's no one molecule that's making it do what it does. There's that synergy of compounds of cannabinoids with terpenes, and working together, they produce that entourage effect. We know that isolated cannabinoids produce one effect versus cannabinoids in formulation in combination with other cannabinoids. So I look at cannabinoids simply as ingredients. That's really, to me, all they truly are. Unless you put that ingredient into a product somebody can use, it's just an ingredient. And so, the future of the industry is going to be based on the ability to pinpoint and precise formulations that can produce specific effects. So the future of our industry is relying upon the ability to take isolated cannabinoids, put them into a specific ratio or formulation, and a brand can then produce a product the exact same way every time.
Ryan, there's an extreme lack of diversity in the C-suite and boards of CBD companies. As a leader in this industry, how do you help change that issue? Are you currently practicing what you preach?
I went to Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, probably one of the most liberal and diverse universities in the world. Prior to that, I went to a military academy in South Texas, where I spent 4 years. It's the only military academy based solely on the values and traditions of the Marine Corps. But it was predominantly white and Latino, because my school was South Texas near the border. That being said, I almost went to the U.S. Naval Academy and took that route. Now, when you're in that military, that 4 years of military, it really just exposed me to one train of thought, okay? And I really wanted exposure early on to diversity, to different ideas, to different people from different places. And so I chose to go to Brown University. And while I was at Brown University, it really instilled in me the value of the experiences that you have from people that are from different places of the world. There's huge value in the places they come from, the connections they have, the culture they're from, and just understanding it. When it comes to the people that I hire to do the job, I only care about one thing. Are you the best person for the job? That's literally all I care about. And that's what companies should honestly care about. Here's the other reality. Women, for example, have a perspective on things and a sense that men will never have. Certain minority groups have a perspective on things that other groups will never have. We're developing products for specific categories, specific demographics. It's critical in my business that I have the insight, the knowledge, the information about how those specific demographics, are what they're looking for, what types of products, and those sorts of things. For example, I have a customer out of Mexico, very big company, multi-billion-dollar company. They're launching a brand in Mexico, and so that Mexico market's not ready yet. So we've basically created an entire marketing plan to target the Latino communities in the United States. They're going to launch their brand first in the United States. Okay. So, having the information, the insight, the ability to gain the knowledge and information from them about the culture and all of those sorts of things, it's just invaluable information. So if you don't have a culture of people around you that's diverse, you're going to be limited in your knowledge, especially in terms of product development, marketing, branding. So I think it's critical that you do. And in my company, we're very diversified, and I'm looking for people that can do the job and do it well.
Welcome to the Piff Lounge. At the Piff Lounge, we like to demonstrate in cannabinoids and THC products that are becoming trendsetters. So, Ryan, tell us about the hand sanitizer and how it might be able to help us flatten the curve against this horrible coronavirus.
So hand sanitizers, we've always seen them in CVS, Walgreens, they're always there, but we never really used them as religiously as we're doing it now. My business is Cannabinoids. We're one of the largest ingredient suppliers of hemp-derived cannabinoids. So like I mentioned before, we're always looking for products that we can combine our cannabinoid ingredients with. We're very well aware of the research about cannabinoids having potent antibacterial properties, antimicrobial properties. There was also a study conducted in 2008 which showed that certain cannabinoids could actually kill antibiotic-resistant bacteria. So the opportunity for cannabinoids to be used as antibacterial agents or to be used as ingredients in formulations, to me, was very well known. We launched a CBD soap last year, and that did extremely well with customers. And so many customers are asked, that aren't very well informed, and there's a lot of them. Education's a very important component of everything we do. I know you know that. So, we had to educate customers by providing them the links to the research. Take a look at the research, and so they were super blown away by the fact that cannabinoids could, produce antibacterial effects and antimicrobial. So it just made sense to add it into a sanitizer. What ended up happening is demand for sanitizer exploded, as you know. And we had already secured a very large supply chain of denatured ethanol. Coming from the cannabis industry, we have a lot of ethanol. We use it in extraction, so we have very large supply chains of it. We were able at Global Cannabinoids to secure a very large supply of ethanol. And so as we started manufacturing our CBD-infused products, CBD and CBG infused sanitizer, we started getting a lot of requests from companies that were in need of sanitizer, and they did not care about cannabinoids. They obviously just needed the lowest price possible. Cannabinoids, once you add them into a product, or now the product is really a premium product, as you know, these are not cheap ingredients, but it just literally exploded. And right now we're manufacturing literally millions of hand sanitizers at 3 different facilities around the country. The fact that we have the supply of ethanol, we're able to supply the ethanol to these manufacturing facilities that are FDA registered, OTC. So they take the denatured ethanol alcohol and they turn it into a sanitizer gel. They add certain ingredients for moisturizing. It's at a 70% alcohol percentage. The CDC, FDA says if it's above 60%, I believe you can call it antibacterial. If it's above 7, if it's 70 or above, I believe you can call it antiseptic. But the reality is that our demand right now is for massive companies. There's a limited supply of it. As you know, a lot of breweries and other companies are trying to manufacture it as quickly as possible. We have to do our part to also help fix the situation. So we donate a portion of everything that we manufacture, Sanitizer, to first responders, anybody on the front lines. And so that's our duty. That's our civic duty. That's our responsibility as a company. We've had the good fortune of being designated a business that is to remain open in the state of Nevada. And that's because of what we're producing right now and how important it is. And we're giving it to the police. But keeping your hands clean is so critical. Washing your hands with soap, they say, is the best. And we have to agree, right? We have to agree with that.
You're right. So your CBD soap, your CBD hand sanitizers, all of that makes sense. And I'm glad that you're doing that. And if you're looking for nonprofit partners in New York to donate, we definitely have a big need in New York. We are the epicenter. So if there's any way that at the 420 Executive Show, I can assist you on that, please don't hesitate.
Absolutely.
So Ryan, I want to thank you so much for coming on the 420 Executive Show. You were amazing. It was great to hear about Global Cannabis and what you're doing as someone who's been in the space similar or not as long as you, because I laugh that if you've been in the space for 3 years, you've been in the space for 20. It's almost dog years.
You're right.
I know what you're doing. It's not easy work. It's hard work. It's yeoman's work, and we appreciate you, and thank you for coming on our show.
Thanks so much. Keep doing a great job, my friend.
Thank you for tuning in to the 420 Executive Show on Bold TV. Please spread the word and share on social media at the 420 Executive and visit our website www.the420executive.com. Thank you. We look forward to having you again.